Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ken Cooney and I am starting this series to document construction and operation of my first N-scale layout. I began construction on this layout at the beginning of September 2021 and my goal for the month was to get basic bench work completed. I was successful in doing this. While I do not have a complete track plan to show right now, since I'm still figuring that out, I decided that I would just settle on a general table shape, design the bench work so that I can get started on construction while I'm still finishing the track plan. Fortunately, my bench work design does allow for some flexibility in the layout shape, so taking this approach should not end up being something I regret in the future. Since this is my first real layout, I set some goals I wanted to hit during construction. The primary purpose of this layout is for me to just build some experience since I don't have a lot of layout building experience. I expect a 2 to 3 year time frame for its life, and then after that I will either tear it down and rebuild or build a new layout in a different room in my house. Some of the other goals for my layout are to build it to completion. I want to make steady progress and don't stall out once I hit the plywood Pacific stage. I want this to be an operations test bed. This layout will kind of set up my future layouts as far as how I want to operate them and allow me to get practice with car forwarding and things like that. Another goal is I want the layout to be comfortable to operate and work on, and that's a big planning effort. I know that an uncomfortable layout is one I won't work on or operate. So I spent a lot of time planning the layout, trying to identify things that that'll be uncomfortable to be around, stuff like duck unders or inaccessible track or maintenance headaches. And then just designing them out of the layout so that it won't be a problem in the future. And what another thing this allows is that it simplifies the design quite a bit, which makes it easier to construct and a more manageable project overall. Another goal is that I wanted to have the potential to live longer than 2 to 3 years, as who really knows what the future holds. I would like it to have the possibility of being a permanent layout, and because of that the design and operations need to be such that they would keep my interest over the years. And my final goal was the layout needs to look nice. It will be the first thing people see when they walk into my house, so no pressure or anything. But right now I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do a shadow box scene on the front of the layout, kind of make it look like furniture and blend it into the room. My layout will be a proto-lanced alternate history themed layout set in Washington State, specifically along the Snake River. I'll go more into the backstory in a future video, but it'll feature riverside railroading in the broad basalt canyons of that region. This is one of my favorite places to travel to, and I'm really excited to be able to bring it into my house. The accompanying photos to this video will show the feel I'm trying to emulate on my layout. They're taken in the same region that I'm trying to model. It's really a spectacular setting for real trains, and I'm hoping that I can do it justice in my modeling as well. Let's take a look at the progress I've made. The layout, as I said, is located in the front room of my house, right next to the front door. I didn't do much room preparation before starting the layout, which may end up being a lesson learned situation. The front room, for whatever reason, does not have any lighting whatsoever. I didn't want to go through the trouble of having an electrician install lighting, so I've decided to build lighting into the layout. However, for now I've hung party lights throughout the room to provide illumination so I can work on the layout during the dark days of winter. It's not much, but it should work until I get the layout lighting installed. The base benchwork is made up of 4 L-girder tables, which will be bolted together in the next stage as I add joists and the lower level sub-road bed. One feature I'm really excited about is the shelves below the layout. These are Calyx shelves from IKEA. They look nice, but also provide a ton of accessible storage space for my locomotives and cars right below my staging yard. As you can see in this video, each pod can store a ton of rail cars. This particular pod has 130 grain hoppers stored in it. With 12 pods available, I will have no trouble storing my fleet, which hopefully will never come close to entirely filling all the pods. One challenge will be organization, as I have not thought up a good way to arrange them so the cars I need to swap in or out are easily accessible. I will need to solve this in the future. Looking forward to next month, I will place the joists and then begin doing the sub-road bed and track work on the lower level staging yard. Possibly, by the end of the month, I may even have some locomotives moving around. I don't have a firm goal for completing the staging yard in October, as I anticipate there will be many kinks to work out. But I hope to be close so that in November I can start doing sub-road bed and track work on the main level. Right now, for this series, I'm thinking monthly update videos only, but if I'm having fun with it, I may share more frequently or even up the production quality. Thanks for your interest in my layout. It's going to be a lot of fun to build.